Hello, everyone. A warm welcome and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are based in the world. Welcome to our third SAP Community Call. Hello, everyone. A warm welcome and good afternoon. I'm sorry for that interruption. So my name is Svea Becker. So we are live. That happens when you are live. I'm from the SAP Community team, and we have our first edition of our third edition of Community Calls for this year. It's about the topic SAP Learning, and specific, it's about the SAP BTP Learning Group, which is quite new in SAP Community, and recent developer SAP Learning Resources. And here with me, I have Lars Satow. He is from the SAP Learning Product Management from SAP, and he's our speaker for today. Welcome, Lars. And before you're going to start, let me briefly remind the audience, you can already directly ask your questions in the chat here live in YouTube, and we are going to cover your questions at the end of the presentation. So thanks again for joining, and I hand over to you, Lars. The stage is yours.
Thanks, Svea, and thanks for having me. Yes, as we are said, my name is Lars Satow, and I'm an SAP Learning Product Manager. And today I would like to give you a quick introduction to SAP's new learning platform, SAP Learning. And with that, let me show and share my screen. And I hope that you can now see my screen. And what I will show you today. And before I start, I want to also mention here our standard disclaimer. So everything I show now is subject to change and may be changed by SAP at any time. So it's just for informational purpose. So first of all, I will talk about SAP Learning, our new digital learning platform. I will explain for whom SAP Learning is and what you can do with SAP Learning. I will talk about SAP Learning journeys and our SAP certification. And then, as Svea said, about our new SAP Learning Group and the impact and the importance of social and collaborative learning in the SAP community. This introduction will take about 10 minutes. And after that, I will also give you a quick demo of another 10 minutes, and then we can have enough time for Q&A at the end. So let me start with a quick introduction to SAP Learning, our new site for digital learning. On SAP Learning, and this is now really new, you find 7 free learning journeys for BTP developers, namely a low-code, no-code application development learning journey, application development for SAP HANA Cloud, developing with SAP Integration Suite, developing with SAP Extension Suite, introducing SAP Analytics Cloud, modeling in SAP HANA Cloud, and provisioning and administration with SAP HANA Cloud. All these 7 learning journeys are for free. You can study and prepare for an SAP certification exam with these learning journeys, and they are aiming at developers. Before, we were offered them already, but then you had to pay for it. So this is the first time these 7 learning journeys are for free and accessible and for everyone, aiming at developers. As I said, 6 of the 7 learning journeys are preparing or help you to prepare for an SAP certification exam. SAP certifications are proof of program knowledge and product expertise. That means after studying such a learning journey, one of these 6 learning journeys, you can purchase a certification exam attempt. And if you pass this certification exam, you will receive a digital badge to verify your knowledge. And what that means, I will show after this little introduction in a quick demo. And as we are said, there is our new SAP BTP Learning Group, where you can ask questions, where you can connect with peers and experts, and where you can collaborate and prepare for our SAP certification exams. Why is collaborative social learning so important? We did our own studies, and here we found that if you compare group members, so learning group members with other learners, then you see that they are completing significantly more e-learning, and they are also significantly passing more exams. So there's a huge benefit from joining our SAP Learning Group and learning together with others. So if you prepare for an SAP certification, if you decide to study one of our learning journeys, do not forget to join our new SAP Learning Group to ensure that you benefit from collaborative learning, from guidance, and from expert tips. We also drilled a little deeper into the data, and there we found that collaborative learning in collaborative social learning groups, like our new SAP Learning Group, is a very strong predictor of skill development, even better predictor than the learning content as such. And we also analyzed the best formats for digital learning. And our results clearly show that 3 formats are most beneficial for learners in addition to social and collaborative learning. And these are webinars, video tutorials, and additional gamification. And with this knowledge, we designed the new learning journeys. So we put many video tutorials into our new learning journeys. We are offering webinars in parallel, and we also, and will also in the future, offer gamification to make learning more fun for our learners. If you are interested in these results and more information, you can also have a closer look at my blog that I wrote about these findings. Good, to sum it up, with our new platform, with our new SAP Learning site, you can prepare for SAP certification with 7 free learning journeys. 6 of them help you to prepare for certification. You can check your readiness with built-in quizzes and sample questions for the certification. And finally, when you feel prepared, you can purchase a certification exam attempt and take our certification exams online. That means they are remotely proctored then. And after passing the certification exam, you will get a digital badge, which you then can share with peers on LinkedIn, on Twitter, or wherever you want. Good, let's do a little demo and have a closer look at SAP Learning, our new site. So how do you get to SAP Learning? You can simply type in the URL learning.sap.com, and then you land here on our entry page, and you can start learning even without logging in to our new page. So what we offer here at the moment are our free SAP learning journeys, are our certifications, and are the new SAP Learning Group, where our experts help you to prepare for certification. And we also have links to related learning resources. Let's start with a closer look at our free SAP learning journeys. So as I said, at the moment, we are offering 7 learning journeys for free. The first one is the low-code, no-code application automations for citizen developers learning journey. And it's in particular a learning journey for beginners. And if you click on this learning journey, you will be able to read all the details. So we have here an overview. We have here an outline of the learning objectives. You see here the experience level and the prerequisite. But you can also watch a video that explains the learning journey to you. If you then scroll further down, you find the units of this learning journey. And for example, this learning journey here starts with the business process primer for citizen developers unit. And you now can directly jump into the learning content by clicking go to learning or by clicking one of these links. And you have noticed that I'm not logged in. Yeah? So we give all learners here the opportunity to study the content, to go through the content without logging in to our platform. Only if you want to track your progress, then we ask you to log in for technical reason. So such a unit, here the first unit, Business Process Primer for Citizen Developers, features several lessons. Here, getting started lesson with about 10 minutes of learning. There's always an objective at the beginning of the lesson. And as I said, we included many videos that will make it easy for you to understand the lesson content. We have also included interactive exercises and other interactivities. And at the end of every unit, there is a quiz. And if you want to check whether you're ready or not for certification, then it's a good idea to use these quizzes to answer all the questions. There's always a hint how many questions are correct. So if you answer all questions, then you can submit at the end of the quiz your answers, and you will get a result immediately. But before you can do so, we ask you to log in. Otherwise, we are not technically not able to track your learning progress. But as soon as you have logged in, you can submit your answers if you have answered every question. You can also mark a lesson has completed on your own, and you can also bookmark the whole learning journey to later, and the lesson to later on find it on your personalized in your personalized learning plan if you go back and click on learning. And then you can immediately proceed and continue where you left off just by clicking here, continue learning. And you always see also here on this personalized learning plan how many units you already have completed. Back to the overview of learning journeys. because I also want to show you another learning journey. And this is a learning journey more for advanced or intermediate developers. This is the developing with SAP Extension Suite learning journey. And yeah, if you want to get an overview of this learning journey, again, there's a video, there's a description, an outline of all the objectives. And for sure, you can also scroll through all the units on this page. And you see here we have 7 units. And these 7 units prepare you for the certification exam, which you find here at the end. Also here, let's have a closer look into the units. Let's have a look here, at, for example, at Unit 1. There's a getting started, again, with a nice short video. But as I said, we have also included exercises here, interactive exercises, which you can also start directly from within the lesson. And all the exercises are also accessible for all learners. So in this example, it's system simulation, and it explains you, this exercise explains you here the basic usage of the Business Application Studio. And you can either go through this exercise by following here the prompts on the screen, or you can simply use here the forward-backward buttons to go from screen to screen. And sometimes the exercise asks you to input some data, but then our hints help you so that you will always be successful carrying out these exercises. If you are done and if you feel prepared, then you can go back to the learning journey. And at the end of the learning journey, you find the certification exam, the related certification exam. And if you click on View Certification, and our certification exams are all 80 questions and in general take 3 hours. And as I said, they are all online, but remotely proctored. And if you want to have more information about the certification exam, you can click here the button View Certification. And then we have a dedicated page for every certification with more details. And again, we have included here some sample questions. So if you're still unsure whether you're prepared or not for this certification, you find additional sample questions here on this page. So don't miss out these sample questions. You'll find also some details about the cutoff score here. And if you scroll further down, then you can even review the skills. For example, here, application runtime and development environments, multi-cloud foundation, secure development. And if you click here on these badges, more information is displayed on the right. There's also a detailed topic outline available for every certification, so that you know which the most important topics are. And if you click View All, you can expand the list of topics, and you see from this outline that obviously the application programming model is the most important topic here for this exam. Back to the learning journey. Because at the end of the learning journey, you also find here the link to our SAP Learning Group. And here you can ask all the questions that you may have while working with the content. So this is a social group moderated by our experts. And we have here already on the first page for you the possibility to ask questions. It's a simple dialogue that allows you to answer, to enter your question, and our experts and other learners will then try to answer your questions. But please be aware that we can only answer questions related to the learning content. We cannot answer questions about implementation or about your project. Yeah? So the scope of the group is limited to answering questions around the learning content and the certification exam. In this learning group, in addition, you also find useful blog posts, like here a blog post by myself, which summarizes what I'm telling here today. So how to prepare for certification and also how to purchase a certification exam. But you also find here tips and tricks. So for example, a blog that shows you how to bookmark lessons and learning journeys and where to later find the bookmarked pages. If you are interested in all the questions that have been asked so far, then you can click here on this Q&A link. And here you see then all questions, open questions, resolve questions, and you can also filter for your questions. I think this is very helpful if you have a question, and this is an easy way of finding your question again. Good. I think I covered most things that I wanted to cover today. Here, the coded authors, this board also lets you easily connect with people. And we are very happy if you leave us a kudo, if you think that the content was helpful for you to prepare for certification. So do not forget to leave us a kudo. And yeah, maybe one last thing here to mention, back to the certification page. So if you are feeling prepared and if you are sure that you want to take the certification, then you can easily book your certification exam attempt from this page as well. And you have two possibilities. You can either book one attempt, or you can book 6 attempts, 6 certification exam attempts that you can use for any of our exams. As I said, the certification exams at the end are proctored, and we are using the question mark secure software for running the certification exams. Good. Yeah, that's it from my side. Do we have some questions already?
Yeah, Lars, maybe you can unshare your screen. So first of all, thanks very much for these detailed insights about SAP Learning. That's really, really interesting. And there is a question from Sandro, and I think it's in regards to the groups, because it was while you had presented the groups. Can anybody log in here without S user? So Sandro, if you mean the groups, then I can answer with yes, it's possible. And also I have added the link to the groups, to the SAP BTP Learning Group here in the chat as well. There is another question but I'm not really sure if this, if you have the answer to that. Can I get more examples on extension suite for all S/4HANA systems?
Yeah, study the learning journey, and there you will find many, many examples, even code examples.
Okay, great, thank you. I hope this answers the question. And yeah, I mean, there was a lot in the last month, and it's so really great that you offer most of the things for free. So what is coming next? What can we expect in 2022? Will there be more free learning journeys?
Yeah, depending on the feedback. So if we receive positive feedback, and if these learning journeys, these first 7 learning journeys are well perceived, we will definitely make further learning journeys for developers available for free.
That sounds really good. And I got the confirmation from Sandro that that was the right connection to the groups. So, of course, we are all offering these also to our SAP community audience. And I've already added the profile link to your profile, Lars. So I recommend everyone to follow Lars in SAP Community. But what about if learners would like to give us feedback? How is it working?
All learners, I mean, this is a new platform, right? And we would be very thankful for any feedback. And you can either leave us a comment in the learning group, or there is a dedicated feedback button also on the platform where you can also leave us a comment and a rating. You know, and any feedback is really, really highly appreciated. As I said, this is a new platform. We are still improving. And yeah, if we receive good feedback, then we will definitely think about making further learning journeys available.
It sounds really good. Also, I have added here in the chat the links to the SAP Community topic page. This is also a good resource page where you can find a lot of information about SAP Learning. And also there's of course, the link, the Q&A tag link. There, when you follow that link and when you have set your notifications accordingly, you can get an update, notification update, if there is new content in the community. So I also recommend to do this. So about all these certificates, I think it's really compact, there's a lot of information in there. So how do I really know which certificate is the right one for me? Yeah,
and to answer this, I would love to quickly share again, if possible.
Yeah, sure.
Because we also have a dedicated page where we offer help and guidance to identify the right certificate. And this is here your career as a developer. And here we have collected some facts for developers and also about the relevance of our certifications. You can scroll through the certifications once again, and you also find links to latest developer job posting. So this may also help you to identify which the right certificate is for you. In general, I recommend to have a closer look at the learning journeys, watch the video, read the descriptions, and also check then on the certification page the skills and the topic outline to identify whether this certification exam is the right for you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That helps a lot. And yeah, so our audience is really interested in what's coming next. So we have another question about if we can expect learning journeys for SAP C4C and Immersis. Is there anything planned there?
cannot say much yet about the planned learning journeys. We will look at the feedback, and we will, if you receive good feedback, definitely think about making further learning journeys available, free learning journeys available for developers this year.
That sounds really exciting.
So come back to our page. If you log in, we will also send you notifications about new learning journeys. If you join our learning group, we will update you about new learning journeys. So I can only invite everyone to join and to have a closer look. There's a lot to come.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also a great opportunity to proceed the conversations throughout this call, because there you have really the chance to connect with the SAP experts or other experts as well. So definitely check out the chat here, where I have added the links to the different groups. So the BTP Learning Group, and as well the SAP Community Resources pages. So one more question here, which I want to read out for you. Can you explain the process to get SAP Live Access for free? Is this something you can answer?
SAP Live Access is not for free. SAP Live Access are our online training systems, cloud-based training systems. You can get to a completely pre-configured SAP system to practice with our exercises, but you need to buy a subscription. For that, you find more information on our pages as well. For example, under SAP.com Learning, there you find then more details about SAP Live Access, and also on learning.sap.com.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Not everything is for free, that's for sure. But yeah, as I mentioned, and I've just seen that the chat didn't went through, so I have posted it now, the links to all the learning resources. So there's definitely enough for you to explore, Ramana. All right. So is there any specific hint you have for our audience? Is there any special tip you want to give to the audience now that you are here live on YouTube?
Start learning, take the chance, and have a closer look at these 7 new learning journeys. Also, or especially the low-code, no-code learning journey, a completely new topic, very interesting topic. Take this chance, study the content, give us your feedback, and yeah, I keep fingers crossed for your certification exams as well.
Very nice. Yeah, and I keep my fingers crossed as well. Yeah, so it was really, really interesting, all these offerings. I hope our audience will take the chance and have a look into all these, what you presented, and also the presentation will be available in a couple of days, I would say. So thanks to everyone for joining today's live stream for SAP Community Calls. And let me give you 1 or 2 more sentences about this live stream. So if you're interested in, check out our SAP Community YouTube channel. There you find all the upcoming live streams, and you can set the reminder there. Then you will get this notification once we are live, and then you can join us live here. And again, questions can be always asked in the chat. And throughout this call, questions can be asked in the groups or in the SAP community. Okay, one more question. We take this because we have more time. Can I have any session or learning path link on App Router and XSUAA concepts? I don't know what it is. And deploy the app into BTP. I'm pretty sure you know what he's talking about, he or she.
That's a good question for our experts. So if you join our BTP Learning Group, ask your question there, and I'm sure that we will find some experts who will be able to answer your question. Very good. And yes, a good call to action to our audience.
I would say visit our learning groups, and I hope to see you all in one of the next live streams. Thanks very much for joining. Thanks so much, Lars, for having been part of this call, and see you soon somehow. Bye, everyone.
Bye, have a good day.
Have a good evening and rest of the day.